You are about to start a new science quest. This quest is called Energize, and it has to do with energy. Our key point is energy exists all around us in many forms. Energy can never be created or destroyed. It is transferred from form to form and can move from one object to another. Heat energy moves from one object to another through conduction, convection, or radiation. Electrical energy is constantly moving. An electric current flows through parallel and series circuits quickly and invisibly from one place to another using conductors and insulators to produce electricity. This entire quest will discuss each of those different parts of the key point. Our big question is, how does energy cause change? As we go through this quest, you will learn about different forms of energy, what energy can do, how electricity flows in a circuit, and how heat can travel. This will help you understand how electricity powers the electronics in your home and how the sun warms your skin. I want you to consider what puts the boom in fireworks. You have been waiting for tonight's events since last year's celebration. The fireworks display last year was exciting, and you can't wait to experience another one. After arriving at a local park with your family, you find and claim a spot in the middle of a quickly growing crowd. You hope you can see and hear everything from where you are standing. You notice that the sun has set, which means the fireworks will begin at any moment. Your excitement begins to mount. You can hardly wait to see the bursts of colored lights and to hear the loud explosions. The show finally begins. First you hear a high-pitched whistle. A burst of light in the sky follows, and then boom! More whistles, lights, and booms follow. While you stand there, enjoying the show with your hands clasped tightly over your ears, you wonder, what puts the boom in fireworks? When fireworks explode, chemical energy is released quickly as light energy, sound energy, and heat energy. This quick release of energy into the air around the explosion makes the surrounding air expand faster than the speed of sound. This produces a shock wave of sound energy you hear as the boom. We're going to be talking about all those different types of energy throughout this quest. Level 1 deals strictly with energy. During this level, you will define energy, find out where it comes from, discover what forms it can take, and learn what energy can do. As we're going through this level in each mission, make sure that you are filling out the challenge questions as well as any other parts of your mission guide. Mission 1, energy in matter. Our mission objective is to explain how energy creates change in matter. Our challenge questions: what is energy? What is the difference between a physical and chemical change? What are the sources of energy? And how does energy behave? Let's start by talking about what is energy. Well, energy is the ability to cause motion or create change. Energy is required whenever something changes position, chemical structure, or appearance. Standing up, you need energy. Sitting down, you need energy. Putting on your shoes, you need energy. Eating, you need energy. Putting on clothes, changing how you look, that requires energy. Energy is everywhere around us. I want you to look at this picture. What is changing about the basketball in this picture? Here, in this picture, is it changing position? Is it changing chemical structure, or is it changing appearance? Here, Energy is causing this basketball to change its position. Physical and chemical changes. A physical change happens when matter changes its size, shape, or form. Some physical changes can be reversed. Chemical changes, on the other hand, happen when something becomes a different substance, and chemical changes cannot be reversed. There's a very good Brain Pop Junior video that will be part of your mission after this video is over, and it'll be your job to look through that and understand it a little bit more. But that is a very good job of explaining what the difference between a physical and a chemical change is. Burning wood is an example of a chemical change because that wood gets burnt and the actual chemical inside of it is changed. Rust is another example of a chemical change. Frying an egg is another example of a chemical change. Folding paper, however, is just a physical change. You're just changing the way that that paper looks, and it can be undone. You can move it back to where it was before you folded it. A burning candle is an example of a physical change. This is a physical change that you can't undo, but it just changes the height of that candle. A crushed can, again, is an example of a physical change. You're just changing the way that the can looks. Again, go back, or after this is over, go make sure you watch that Brain Pop Junior video. It'll do a very good job of explaining physical and chemical changes. Sources of energy. This may be somewhat of a review. Where does energy come from? Well, it comes from a non-renewable natural resources. And these are forms of energy that cannot be replaced easily once they are used. These would be like fossil fuels. They can also come from renewable sources of energy, and these are forms of energy that can be easily replaced, like wind, solar power, which comes from the sun, hydroelectric power, which comes from water. How does energy behave, and what do we observe with energy in the world? Energy is not something that we can see. Only things that have matter have energy, and matter is in everything that takes up space. Energy is never lost. It cannot be created or destroyed. It can only change form from type of energy, from one type of energy to another type of energy. And here you see this diagram shows some of the different changes that you might see with chemical or with energy, like to chemical, electrical to thermal, chemical to mechanical. Are you ready for the checkpoint? Have you answered all the challenge questions? If not, you will need to make sure that you get them. You also have some more tasks to complete during this mission before you are ready for the checkpoint. If you have any questions on what was covered at the end or even at any point, please let me know. I will see you in Mission 2.